Hi, my name is Eric Mays, and I've been coming to Emmanuel since I was a kid.
My name is Beth Mays, and I have been coming here with Eric since 2002. I grew up in a church in Livonia with my parents, and it was a very small suburban church. Didn't really have a whole lot of experience with other flavors of religion or Lutheran.
And how we met was we met on Match.com. A lot of people meet online. We happen to be one of them. I remember the first time we connected, and I realized, wow, she lives really close to me, and we started dating.
I started coming to Emmanuel when Eric had invited me to come here, and I didn't really have a home congregation anymore at that point because I was living out here and working out here in Ypsilanti. So it just seemed like a good fit when I came here that I would enjoy a different church experience than what I was used to at home, and it was very refreshing to come here. Growing up in the church in Livonia, I was involved in some of the youth organizations there, and obviously did communion through that church and went to Camp Mishaluka back when that existed. And it was a good experience, but I just didn't have a super community feel. Just didn't see a whole lot of what I see here at Emmanuel.
Obviously, me growing up here at Emmanuel, it's a little bit different experience than coming here as an adult, starting here as an adult. My dad and I and my brother, we sat in the second row in the front on the left, while my mother was in the choir and could keep her eye on us. All three of my siblings and myself, we were confirmed here at Emmanuel. We were baptized here at Emmanuel. As a youth and as a high schooler, I was engaged in the youth group here and attended a national youth gathering in San Antonio and attended a national youth gathering as a young adult advisor in Atlanta. But growing up here just kind of was a transition from a youth to a young adult to an adult being in leadership here at the church and taking on roles of that aspect. So it's an ongoing process.
So growing up in the Lutheran Church, it was more or less expected to go to church on Sundays. I was used to doing that. Of course, I'd have the little, oh, I don't feel so good, I'm not going to church today, as many youths do, to kind of get out of something that maybe is not their most favorite thing to do. However, growing up then, I knew that there was always something pulling me back to the church, feeling like I wanted to be part of a bigger community of faith. And so I did get away from the church for a while, for several years, but I felt myself coming back and needing to find that space again. And then, later on met Eric and decided that was something I felt like I needed to get back to and feel like I had that peace in my life. I knew when I met Eric, I knew church was going to be a big part of his life. Obviously, he's very involved in the troop here too, and has been for a number of years. So I'm very pleased to support him going on and doing those functions because it does bring a lot of gratification to him.
I'm very thankful that you've been very supportive, and yes, obviously it detracts from family times at times. It's kind of a give and take, and we kind of figure out what works for the family unit. Yeah, so we have two children. Alina is just turned 17. She's a 12th grader, senior in high school, so she'll be graduating this coming spring. Our son Reed is 15. He's a 10th grader, sophomore.
Many weekends, almost every other weekend, I was working. So a lot of it was up to Eric to make sure that the kids came to church. And he was a big push in getting them to participate in different Sunday school activities.
Obviously, the expectation when we were kids is that we would come to church. We worked to instill that in our kids early on, and I think we were generally pretty successful. As the kids get into high school and older high school, it's a little bit more difficult to engage them to get up on Sunday mornings or whatever it would be. Coming to worship and coming to church has been a positive experience for them, and hopefully an experience, enough of an experience that they will try to engage themselves as adults and with their kids, when they become adults and with their kids, to participate in a church, whether it's here or wherever it may be. I kind of would hope that they would go to a Lutheran college like I did, but I think that's likely not going to happen.
So I find it very, very interesting coming to a place of organized religion. Part of what I see in my practice as a health professional is I see people of all faith backgrounds, of all races, creeds, ethnicities, and our role is to be non-judgmental. And I cannot tell them about my faith per se. What I can do is show them through my acts, through my work with them, how I practice as a human being in this world and appreciate their humanness as well. And I think one of the important things that I see at Emmanuel is that openness and allowing people that are working, breathing, living together to partake in this worldly experience. And it's a very spiritual experience, but not necessarily a religious experience. And I find that very important as well. And I think even though we are Lutherans, we also practice being open to what else is around us, and that is extremely important to me.
And so whether it's the food pantry ministry or whether it's the ministry of scouting here at Emmanuel, over the course of the years of this scout troop, we've had probably over 500 youth come through the scouting program since it started in 1971. We've had young men and now girls obviously in scouts, but we've had boys that have come to us that are men now in their 20s and 30s that have come to us after the fact, long years after scouting, and come to us and said, it made a difference for me. They would not be where they are at. They would not have their lives in order if they had not participated in scouting, just because of the community and the opportunities it makes available to them. This place makes a difference for the community. The folks who influenced me as a kid are definitely coming out. Now, for the people here at Emmanuel who have been here a long time, I've always thought, when I think of the kids who are in the elementary age and middle school age, who am I to them now? And when I think back when I was in middle school, who were those people? Well, it was people like Bob and Florence Woodside and Carl Klafke that made a difference in this parish, and maybe I'm doing the same for these kids now. It's hard to tell. Maybe. Every place needs leaders. Every place needs volunteers. So what I love here is that there are opportunities for people to serve. There are opportunities for people to live out their faith. And I think we, as the body of Emmanuel, the life of Emmanuel, is showing that every day.
What I find I love about Emmanuel is that community feel. When you come here, you feel like you're part of just a big family, and also people that are sharing the same walk that you are walking, even though we're all walking those different walks. if that makes sense. But I love, it's that feeling when you walk into the sanctuary where you just feel like, gosh, this is where I need to be right now. And it feels like a home away from home, and a place where you can feel closer, not just to the community around you, but a place to feel closer to what you do in life and how I get from point A to point B. And relying on those around you, as well as, the feelings that you get within the church walls. I would hope for Emmanuel in the years to come that we have more involvement of the folks around us. I think the programs that are set into place are wonderful programs, and I think those programs should continue. And I certainly do miss some of the social hours that we have had in the past, the dinners and such, because I think that's so much more community building and really helping people to engage that we're all people here and all doing the works that we need to do, but it really helps to pull people together to say, okay, this is where we're at and how we should move forward.
Another thing that I really love about Emmanuel is when my parents came here in the mid to late 50s, they met other couples that had similar age kids or were starting new families too. For 50 plus years, every other month or once a month, 4 couples played bridge monthly. The Mazes, the Suxdorfs, the Bogarins, and the Gesserts. And all 4 of those families met here at Emmanuel. And as people passed on, be it my dad or whoever it was, other people came into the mix. Ed Hayes, Dick Kuhlman, Barb Miller. All these folks had a sense of a community. And that same thing has happened to us. I hope that that happens for the next generation, and I'm starting to see it happen, that they have that sense of community among their age bracket. And that's definitely the thing that I really like.
Even though we don't play bridge.
Yeah, we don't play bridge.